people, just the diversity and how much. Hey friends, welcome to the Gardener's Workshop live shopping show. It is your friend in flowers, Lisa Mason Ziegler, and I'm super happy to be here with you today because today's show is all about cool meets warm, and it's like the big last push of our Cool Season Hardy Annuals, aka Cool Flowers, are still coming on, and warm season is just starting up, and we have so many beauties to actually show you. And friends, it's going to be a challenging day today because I'm the one that's going to demonstrate our arranging supplies, and you all know I am not a gifted nor experienced arranger, so we're going to see how good those supplies really work today. And we have a great deal of the day, as we do every single week, and the prize drawing, which is always a favorite of everybody. We're really happy about offering that again this week. And at the end, remember, there's going to be a Q&A wrap-up. So the team will pick a couple of questions for me to answer. And if you'd like to ask a question, you just put @ and Lisa and then put whatever your question is. Then the team will pick those up and gather them, and we'll pick a couple to answer at the end. And friends, we love it when you hit the share button and let your friends know that we're live and that you're here, and to invite them to come on over. And also, guess what? Tomorrow will be 2 weeks from our open farm. This is a once a year free event that we offer. It's an open farm and warehouse, and we just love hosting people here on the farm. And so it's June 29th. We're located in Newport News, Virginia. There'll be ongoing tours here on the farm, which I lead, and Dave Dowling will be here to chime in on a couple of key crops. And then also Ellen Frost, another one of our instructors, will be up at the warehouse doing some floral demonstrations, which everybody has been asking us for. And we also have a special private meet and greet before it opens to the public for my students, Dave Dowling's students, and Ellen's school students. So you should have gotten an email with that information if you're one of our students, with the details, because you have to sign up for that. And if you're not already on our farm news list, I recommend that you get on it, because that's where you learn about all this great stuff. Our open farm happens rain or shine, and it's only once a year. And so it's like there is no other time to do it. And because it's June, that is just a really great a really great high season kind of time to visit. And just remember, friends, if you have an account here in the app, please be sure, or you're making one, that there's no typos in your email address or your phone number in case we need to reach out about your shipment or to send you tracking information. So be sure and check that out. And remember, here in the app, seed-only orders ship for free. The shipping's on us. And so that is only here in the app, and it's a great way to buy seeds as you see them coming along and blooming as I'm showing them to you, right? And there's also a cap on product shipping. And what that means is you only pay $9.95 once for any and all products that you want to order here in the app. And that's always a really great opportunity. And remember, we do ship to all 50 of the United States. Now, if you've joined us through social media, Instagram or Facebook, we are so glad that you have dropped in. But we want you to know we have a phone app, and there are so many more features, and it's a little bit more intuitive if you actually get the app. When you're in the app, you can participate in the free giveaway. You can chat with the other viewers. It's really a lot of fun, and you can watch replays. So you can go to your phone's app store. It doesn't take but a second. Search Gardener's Workshop and download it. It is free, and we'd love for you to have that kind of top-level experience for your shopping here with us today and to see the actual harvest. The harvest is really where you'll really want to build your favorites list, right? As you see flowers, so you don't forget about them. Now, every week, we always sell out of products. Like last week, y'all blew the Slug X out of the water. I mean, holy cow, y'all. When there is more stock available, oftentimes we'll be the teams working behind the scenes to bring more stock over from our big website, right? So if you go to purchase a product and it says, sorry, sold, out of stock, it'll offer to put you on the wait list. You want to do that because all that means is that when it gets put back in stock, whenever that happens, you'll get a little notification, and that's all that you're doing there. So also, if you're seeing folks post the sunflower emoji, friends, that's what our logo is, right? The sunflower. Those are the TGW family, and we consider all of our online course students our family. And we love it. Makes our hearts swell, y'all, when y'all do that, right? So we appreciate it when you identify yourself with us. And so today, the giveaway is, again, y'all's favorite. This is the $25 store credit, and one lucky viewer. If you hit the buy button now, you're not buying anything, y'all. That'll put you on the list. One lucky viewer will be picked at the end of the show, and that person will have a $25 store credit sitting in their cart just ready and waiting for them. So enter for the $25 credit now. So I want to first remind everybody that we have the Cut Flower Handbook is in stock, and when you purchase the book from us, I sign it, of course. I love signing the books for you guys. But we also have a bonus download that comes with it, and that is the flowers that didn't make the book. You know that my publisher actually, and this just doesn't happen, y'all, when I submitted the manuscript, they ended up giving me 16 extra pages. And that still wasn't enough, right? So we have made a PDF download that's actually on the bookmark that comes in your book for you to have 4 or 5, I can't even remember how many additional flowers that didn't make the book. So the Cut Flower Handbook is $30. This is an incredible reference tool. It features over 66 flowers, from how to start it, grow it, harvest it. It shows pictures of the seedlings. This will be a book that I think you'll find that you'll be referencing for the rest of your gardening and flower farming life, right? So this, I want to just tell you a story about this. So vegetables love flowers. This is not a book about growing vegetables, y'all. This is about why vegetables benefit from the constant presence of flowers. And the best way to do that is by putting a little cutting garden in your vegetable patch. This is my lifestyle book. This is the way that I live with my garden. It's how I garden without using pesticides, and just really about how I prepare. It's got harvesting and conditioning information, as well as some recommendations of setting up your garden. It has images of, this has really got some great images in it, y'all. Going through succession planting, but let me tell you what is in here. I don't know about you, but literally as we're speaking right now, the Japanese beetles are swarming my garden. They've just arrived in the last few days. And I talk in this book about what I do about them, and I was outside doing it, and I had to be called in because the show was going to start in 2 minutes. So friends, this is the book about how I live with my garden, and I would love to sign a copy. Plus, there's a bonus video book study that comes with that. And friends, guess what? 10-year reunion, anniversary, reunion, whatever you want to call it, for Cool Flowers. I cannot believe it's been 10 years since this book has been published. And so Cool Flowers is your first. If you've not gotten involved with Cool Season Hardy Annuals yet, this is your starting point. This is the real basics. It's an easy read. This also comes with a video book study. It's like the backstory. So, there's a little video with me and Suzanne talking about it, and me and the photographer, and just a lot of the backstory. So that's a lot of fun. So Cool Flowers is $22.95, and it's the book that started it all for me, y'all. And I would love to sign a copy for you. So I've been talking a lot about that it's cool meets warm. Well, what the heck does that mean? It's like this is the month where succession planting pays off in spades. So people, have peonies in the spring, and they don't really have anything else. If you're relying on a lot of perennials, you might have some bulbs that bloom, and then you have your peonies, and then there's this just lull before your warm season tender annuals really get started. Well, friends, there is no lull around here because we totally embrace cool season and warm season annuals. And I've just kind of perfected that system. And actually the book, the Cut Flower Handbook, will really take you by the hand and hold you that and kind of just help you gather up the information you need to actually plan that. So Today's bounty that I'm going to be sharing with you later in the show, we have tons of flowers, y'all, is a combination of cool season and the beginning of the warm season. And we owe all of this bounty to succession planting of why it is so beneficial. So you need to start like I'm already, and you need to select right? So just remember, an entire space all at once. We break it up into blocks, and that's what vegetable really hits home, as well as the cut flower handbook. So start thinking about where your cool flower seedlings are going to be, and mark your calendars now for when you need to order supplies, when you need to start your seeds, when you're supposed to prepare your garden bed. You know what I mean? It's like, y'all, the way I figure all this out is I live off of a calendar. It is that simple that you sit down and just mark the actual date. All right, so now we have deal of the day. All right, so isn't this pretty? So what is this?
20% off flour.
Oh, so the deal of the day is flower food. And so flower food, a lot of people have a misconception about. They don't understand how much it works because they've been trying to use it on retail flowers, meaning flowers that come from the store that aren't really even drinking water. Our garden flowers are totally opposite of that. They drink so much water, and when they're drinking and they get the benefit of cut flower food, which has nutrition, it has a biocide, which kills bacteria, and it has a pH balancer, which helps the stems to stay open so that they can drink water. Makes all the difference in the world. We spend a lot of extra expense on my farm using conditioning products and then giving additional conditioning products with our customers when they took bouquets home. So the fresh cut flower food is what goes in the vase, the end user, and it comes in a 50 pack, and it's 20% off, y'all. So normally it's $11.95. It is $9.56, and that is the quart size pack. That is the larger size pack. You can also get this in a 100 pack for $15.96, and I'll tell you that we are blowing through flower food this time of the year on our flower farm. So this is a great time to get the extras. There's also a smaller size, which is half of this for a pint, and we carry that because so many people were telling us that they'd use half of this packet in their small vases. So you can get a 100 pack of pints for $10.36. That's the regular price would be $12.95. So flower food, this is really timely. We use a ton of this if you're selling at farmers markets, or if you're gifting, or if you're making a lot of arrangements and doing flower food, flowers for church. This is what you would be putting the water in. Now, this is the bulb fresh flower food. The only difference between this and what we just looked at is this has an additional hormone in it for those flowers that were grown from a bulb. Think tulips, dahlias, tuberoses, anything that didn't grow from a root of a plant, but yet from a tuber or a bulb or a rhizome. And so those plants need a little extra hormone to keep the foliage green and to keep the blood developing. So if I was doing a mixed arrangement that had a lily in it, let's say, and the other flowers, I would use this. That hormone's not going to hurt your mixed flowers, but that bulb-grown flower is just simply going to last longer. So this is on special too. It only comes in quart size. A 50 pack is on sale for $9.56, and then you can get a 100 pack for $15.96. So I mean, we can testify to flower food, y'all, because we use a ton of it here. So we have something. First off, how beautiful this is. You'll get to see these later, and I'll tell you what those are. But we want to show you a new item. And y'all, it is these decorative bouquet sheets. And because I've been gifting so many bouquets the past month, we had been sent samples of these, and I used them every single time and totally loved them. So these are fabric, pre-cut in the center. with an X. Lime green complements all colors. You can use it with clear sleeve or craft sleeve, and it comes available in a 10-pack, 10 of these sheets for $7.95, or a 50-pack of these sheets for $31.95. And I'm going to show you just what I do. I just put it on, and I'm going to use it in the craft sleeve, which is always my favorite if I'm able to do that. And you just pull your craft or your sleeve, whichever you choose. And friends, it just totally changes the presentation of your flowers. It just kind of dresses it up, right? So this is a 10-pack for $7.95 or a 50-pack for $31.95. It's non-woven, it breathes, it's just really, really beautiful, and it will kind of up your game. You know, if you're a flower farmer, I can see at the market saying, do you want to add a sleeve, you know, for $3 or whatever. I mean, look how much gift wrap costs. People are used to that. And, you know, this is just kind of how you can up your game with that. Use clear or craft, and I don't think I have that on. I think, you know what I think? I think I have the sheet up too high, y'all. So y'all, see, Suzanne is so much better than this. I'm gonna get fired, basically. So you'll have to experiment, but it's really, really beautiful. Now, the clear bouquet sleeves are 20 inches across. They come all connected together, so it's easy for you to hang them up if you want to and drop your bouquets in. That's how we used them. This comes in a 50-pack for $29.95. And, you know, we would put our farm sticker on there, or you can, you know, even decorate them. So Suzanne says she had to leave her computer, y'all, to come up here and help me because I'm so inept at this. And there you go, you just pull it off. And see, some supermarkets required that we use plastic, and it's for this reason right here. You can see the flowers from the side. So the clear is $29.95 for a 50-pack. Now, we have the craft paper, which you just saw me use, and this is the 20-inch. And these are a 10-pack for $6.25 or a 50-pack for $24.95. And then we always just rubber band around the bottom to hold the sleeve where it needs to be to keep it out of the water. So the crafts are great because you can draw on these. I mean, kids can decorate them for Mother's Day. And it's just a great way for your business, but also for gifting flowers, right? Then there's also the smaller 12-inch sleeve. And this is what we use for like straight bunches or small bouquets. So this is a 10-pack for $5.25 or a 50-pack for $21.95. And this is what I'm talking about, y'all. The kids can decorate them. They can, I mean, there's really a lot of endless fun with the craft paper ones, especially if you're gifting bouquets to folks. That is really, really useful. All right, y'all, now is my big moment. I have to do this flower arranging. All right, so first up, we have a vase, and let me just fix this so y'all can see the full Monty here, right? All right, so this is just a regular clear glass vase, and this is what we call the Easy Arranger. And it literally just molds to the top. This is how it comes, right? And then it's really light wire, and you just bend it to fit whatever, and you can move it from vase to vase. Now, the thing about these Easy Arrangers is they literally allow you to use fewer flowers because do you notice that the flowers are not moving around, y'all? They are literally, oh, these are rubber banded. Hang on, y'all, I'm having to, it's all right. Here, let me just have a few flowers, there you go. All right. So where you stick the flowers is where they actually stay. Where if this was an open vase, they would be flip-flopping all over. Of course, y'all, this is not a bouquet making style. I mean, this is a little too tall for this. But what I want to show you is this allows you to put flowers in and the flowers stay where you actually put them. And I'm sensing that my sister is actually going to help me out here.
It's not for that one.
Nope, it's not for this one. So you could put your foliage in first and it holds the flowers. This is really a very easy fix, especially if you're using a wide mouth vase. So this is the Easy Arranger. You can get one for $8.95, or a 2-pack for $15.50, or a 3-pack for $21.50, and it has diagrams on the back. I mean, this is like the perfect gift, hostess gift, friend gift that loves to do flowers, or really for somebody that's afraid to do flowers like me, right? So this is very, very liberating. So that is the Easy Arranger. Now this has been one of our bestseller favorite vase tools, and this is called a vase brush, and this is like a plastic kind of material. It is totally washable and bendable, so you can bend it to any way, and this allows you to get down in vases where you can't reach. Think wine decanters, hummingbird feeders, CPAC machines. We've heard people using them for everything. So the vase brush is $12.95. And this is, you know what I use this for? I have 6 of these around the farm. This is what we clean our irrigation filters out with. I mean, it just pushes right through and cleans it in one swipe, which would take forever any other way. So the vase brush is really got a lot of uses, $12.95. Now, more arranging supplies that can really help you. So this is the mason jar flower frog, and this is the bronze one. See that? And it screws on to any standard opening mason jar, whether it's a quart or the pint. And so you screw it on, and I'm going to show you how this kind of works just like the Easy Arranger, but it just fits your mason jar. It's just a little bit smaller. So again, you can just put flowers in, and it keeps them kind of where you put them. And I just can't tell you how helpful this is. I don't have my clippers on. Oh, here they are. I just want to tell you all the tip that Suzanne shared with me a long time ago. We're all so afraid to cut flowers short, but usually when you cut them short, that's exactly what they need for you to build with. But this works exactly the same way as the Easy Arranger. It keeps the flower where you place it. It makes fewer flowers go longer, or go further, I guess. And so it's available in the bronze, which is $8.95 for one, $15.50 for a 2-pack, or 3-pack for $21.50. And here on the jar, I actually have, they call it the weathered chicken wire, which is kind of a little bit more of a casual look. And you can see it literally has chicken wire on it. And they're the same price, $8.95, $15.50, or $21.50. These, again, are incredible girlfriend gifts, hostess gifts, to have it in your drawer when you need a quick arrangement and you only have a few flowers. So that is the Wire Flower Frog. Y'all, I'm a little overheated. I'm kind of concerned about all those Japanese beetles flying around my garden. I'm telling y'all, I have a 50-foot row of cosmos coming in. I looked over and saw them swarming. It's like, do you know how hard it was for me to walk away? Very hard. Okay, but I'm back with you. All right, so now I want to talk about the coated flower support. The floral netting is the official word. And this is basically fancy chicken wire. And this is the tool that flower arrangers use, that we just think they're the most amazing flower arrangers, but in fact, it's because they use this that makes it easy. We've chosen to show it today in a clear vase, which is not how you would use it. You would use it in a vase you can't see through, because you don't want to see this ball of chicken wire. This is my chicken wire that I use in church flowers. I've been using the same piece for years, y'all. Literally, you just stuff the chicken wire down into the vase. Then, same concept. When you stick the flowers in, they basically stay. I want a bigger one. It's all right. Here, I'll hold it. And it will even take big sunflowers. You see that? I mean, is that not amazing, right? So you just stick them in. And because it's kind of a balled up mess down in there, sometimes you might have to work it a little bit. But this is how they make those big, gorgeous arrangements. And see how they're just staying in place? That's pretty amazing. I actually used this one in a crock. and it works really, really well. So you just take your stems, and even bigger stems that might not fit otherwise, they just stay right where you put them. Now, you reuse the wire, as I have, for years, y'all. So this is a piece that is 12 inches wide and 48 inches long. This will last for a really long time. And this is probably one of the most sustainable tools that you can use. This is what you use in place of flower foam, y'all, which is so bad for the environment, and it's not very good for flowers. So this allows you to really water, feed the flowers, and make them look good all at the same time. All right, so what's next here? All right, now I get to play with tape, y'all. This is one of my favorites, and I'll tell you that one of my biggest floral customers I learned about this from. When I would go into his shop, I mean, this man pumped out flowers arrangements. When I would go into his shop, he had a girl that just sat in the back corner that did nothing but do what I'm getting ready to do here. And that is taping the top of, he used square glass cubes for most of his arrangements. And that's all she did all day. We're gonna create, you have to get the end for me. You're going to create that grid instead of using something wire. This makes it disposable, meaning, you know, you can give stuff away and not worry about having an $8 or $9 product leave with it. The tape is really useful. This is 1/4 inch clear Oasis tape, and it holds up really well. And literally, you just tape it. Does it tear?
Yes, cut it.
And you just make a grid, y'all. It is really just that simple. And of course, I'm sure that a scissor would work so much better than my clippers. Gosh, y'all. Do you know how challenging this is? Thank goodness I had a piece of chocolate cake at lunch. All right, so look. Now we've made a grid. And it's the same concept, right? You can use, actually, I'm gonna use one of these. Y'all, look at this. Suzanne cut this off for my, y'all loving this? I mean, you can just stick flowers and they stay right where you put them. So these grids are what really, the grids either on the top or down inside is what is the secret to great and easy flower arranging. So I hope that helps. So the Oasis tape is $8.95, and that is for 60 yards. Now I have to show y'all the sweetest thing I think we sell. Oh, I want this. All right, so I am, again, you know, y'all, I'm just not a decorator, right? But I have candlesticks and I have a candle, and I want to do something to just really spruce it up for my table. This is the candle vase. Comes in a 2-pack. They're acrylic, and they literally just slide down over your candle. The top comes off, so you fill this with water, then you put it over your candle, you put the top on it, and you can take any sweet little flower that you might have out in your garden, this Tweedia, and you can make like an instant little flower. Even I can make an instant flower arrangement. This works so well at Christmas time, y'all. You can go around your yard and just clip conifers, any evergreen, and just take something that had no spot, you know, your table was kind of plain. These are the worst clippers. I think I got sticky stuff on them.
From cutting the tape.
Yeah, from cutting the tape, smarty pants. All right, y'all. So there, you know, I'd probably fill this in a little bit more, but, and you know what else? I mean, clover, buttercups, violas, pansies, they are so precious. So the 2-pack is $14.95. This is another excellent gift. I mean, we're talking gifts in the middle of June, but I'm telling you, this is the stuff you want to have in your gift drawer wrap that you could just drop on somebody's when you go to all these parties. This is the candle vase made in the USA, $14.95, and you'll be so glad you have them.
Candle grip.
All right, so now I'm going to show you how, if you have candles that are wobblers, which is one reason a lot of people don't use candles, right? Because there's just, you don't want to have to melt wax and all that mess. So enters the candle grip. These come in an 8-pack, and it's a little grippy pad. It doesn't have adhesive on it. You place it right on the surface of the candlestick, and then you just push the candle down in it, and y'all, don't fall out, candle, please. It holds it like a gem. Then, but here's the best part. So not only is your candle not going to wobble, you can pull this out and you can move the candle grip from one candlestick to another. Now, and Susie Q says if you have a big candle that's much bigger than this, you just place several of these around the edge and then do it, and it'll do the same thing. So these are $8.95 for 8 of these, and they're reusable from you just keep these wherever your candles are. So this is a great one to have in your toolbox. Now, friends, I don't know if y'all can see it or not. This is the dried harvest, or part of the dried harvest actually, from last week. I hung them. So last Saturday, we were with you guys on Friday. Last Saturday, I took them all out of buckets, hung them upside down here on the farm, just in this room that I'm in right here. And this is what Susie Q has created for a backdrop of these things. And you wouldn't dry them this bunched up. And a tool that we have found is really useful is this drying rack. So this drying rack is not for the flower farmer that's going to dry a ton of stuff. This is for the home gardener or the just experimenting flower farmer that wants to dry some flowers and put a lot in a small space. So this is a circle, and let's see, is there a picture on here? Yes. So if you can see that, the plastic's kind of, so you hang the circle and it's got hooks and you hang it from the ceiling, and then that allows you to place multiple bunches all the way around, so you can dry a lot in a really small space. So the flower and herb drying rack is $26.95. And this is a great way to experiment. A lot of people, you can hang it anywhere where it's dry. Dark is preferred, but we have no darkness here. I mean, during the day, there's lights on. So try the drying rack, and it's $26.95. So things that, I'm just consuming this time of the year, in addition to flower food, is, friends, if I hadn't had this on yesterday, this actually is a new hat. This is not my hat. If I hadn't had my helmet on yesterday, we would have just melted down out in the garden. Why I love this hat is I can wear it in the rain and it doesn't warp. It has this adjustable band. It's got Velcro back here. I'll tell you, I have a big head. If you didn't already know that. And hats don't fit me. We have a whole graveyard of high dollar, low dollar, in between dollar garden hats that are really cute, and none of them fit my head. This is the best hat ever. And this band lifts the hat a little off your head so it doesn't trap heat. And I have to say that I got over worrying about hat hair many, many years ago, because I decided I'd rather survive and be able to do my job quickly. And this is a night and day difference. So this is just like what you see the mailman wear. It's hard. And it's the best hat for keeping cool. It's $39.95, and we absolutely love this hat. So, and it's the hat that we all wear. We love it. All right, and then the gloves that I live in. There are so many pairs of these gloves around this farm, y'all. So these are Nitrile Touch Atlas gloves, and you want them to fit like this. You want them to fit like a surgeon's glove. See how there's not a bunch of rumpled fabric here? You want them to fit tighter, like a pair of pantyhose, for anybody that remembers pantyhose. I don't think anybody wears pantyhose anymore, y'all. This is a medium, and I would normally wear a large in most everything, so they tend to run a little big. When you get them to fit properly, I sow seeds in these. I do every job. We live in these gloves.
They're unisex sizes.
And they're unisex sizes. And so the Atlas Touch glove, which is what this is what I wear all summer. And they come from extra small up to large. And we have assorted colors, and we send you whatever is at the top of the pile. And so the Atlas Touch gloves are $7.95. Y'all, $7.95. What a deal. But even better, a 4-pack is $24.95. These two are an incredible gift, but you want to we always have extra pairs here on the farm. You can machine wash them. However, Suzanne likes to just wash her hands with soap and water, and then she hangs them to dry. I put mine on a boot dryer to dry them quickly. These are absolutely, you would never harvest flowers and strip without those. And then they also come in what's called a tuff. This is the tuff glove. Same unisex sizing, but it's from small to extra large. And these are a little bit more heavy duty. We have brick masons that wear these. Our cousins will milk cows in them. Incredibly grippy, and you feel like you have nothing on. Now, here she comes, my sister, adjusting the camera. Look at these. These are what we call the gauntlet gloves. These used to be called the rose gloves because they were great for pruning roses and stuff. Well, they're great for brambles, for a whole lot of stuff. They're synthetic. They wear like leather, but because they're synthetic, you can wash them. These come from small up to extra large, and they're $37.95. And, you know, this is a great one just to have available. I mean, brambles, poison ivy, all of those things. So now we have, this is the stem stripper. And while I think they were designed for people that were like stripping roses and stuff, we use them for other things here on my farm. We use them for sunflower stripping. I mean, if my finger, can I have a stem, please? You just lock this around, anyone's fine, there you go. So if you would just imagine that this still was full of leaves, you just snap this around and pull it down, and it doesn't, I mean, it's really easy on your hand. Even when I wear gloves after you've been working so much, it's kind of a relief. I also use this to strip woodies like hydrangeas and stuff. So the rose stripper is $19.95, and we have used and sold these for almost 2 decades. We really, really love them. So the shear and pouch is always something that we use a lot of this time of year. You can buy the set for $55.95, or you can purchase these separately. Why I love this pouch is it's got a clip instead of, you don't have to wear a belt, y'all. You can just slide it onto your pocket. And these are the clippers that I use for everything. They're smaller, so they're much easier on my hands. And we live, I mean, I don't know how anybody would do without these, right? It's $55.95. All right, so I'm gonna skip that. And so let's look at the kitchen compost bucket. This is what's underneath the kitchen sink. It's got a nice tight lid. I put all of I chop up my stuff really fine. That's how you keep varmints out of your compost, right? There's certain things you don't put in here. We don't do banana peels. We don't do rinds of cantaloupe and that kind of stuff unless you chop it really, really fine. And if you dump this every few days, there is no need for filters and all that stuff. You just have this great little bucket. It's $15.95. We have sold this for over 2 decades. People love this little bucket. Now, the rest of the story on flower conditioning, these are CVBN tablets. These are chlorine tablets. And we put one of these in every harvest bucket. That kills any bacteria. It prevents bacteria from developing and kills any as your stems dump debris. So one bottle is 80 count, and you can get 1 bottle for $18.95 or 2 bottles for $29.95. And there are some flowers that may not benefit from this on our farm. It doesn't hurt any of them. We put 1 tablet in every harvest bucket so we don't have to keep up with which does and which doesn't. But that's the CVBN tablet that we love. Now, I'm really using a lot of this right now. This is a hydrator called Quick Dip. And this is made when you have wilty flowers the morning after harvest, that you can actually just pour some of this into a little shallow dish, recut your stems, and just dip them into that quick dip for about 15 or 20 seconds, just the tips, and take them out and then drop them back into whatever they came from. And that'll allow them to just draw up more water. That's why they wilt. They aren't getting water up the stem. But I'll tell you what I use it for a lot now, especially because we're in Rudbeckia season, is I'll put 2 tablespoons of this in addition to the CVBN tablets into my harvest buckets, and that prevents those wilty prone plants or stems from wilting, right? And so it really makes a really big difference. I still do all the other steps for wilty stuff. cut them early in the morning and get them into the building. So this is Quick Dip, and it's $17.95, and this is a 16-ounce bottle, and totally love it. Now, if you're selling to Florist, I think we always loaded their buckets and took it to them, and we use what are called tea bag holding solution. Tea bag means the method that it's delivered. It looks literally like a tea bag. You just drop it in your bucket, you don't rip it open, and it floats around. That says to your commercial customer, whether it's a supermarket or a florist, that, hey, they're really using conditioning products. That's why their flowers last so darn long. So this is what we send to our commercial customers. The small tea bags, which are for like the black bouquet buckets, the 100 count of the small bags is $18.95. 100 count of the large tea bag, which would be like for a gallon of water in a 5-gallon bucket, is $36.95. So this is if you're a flower farmer and you're delivering your flowers. Holding solution is similar to cut flower food, but it's minus so much nutrition. You don't want to push the flowers to mature. You want to hold them and keep them just healthy enough to keep looking good, right? And that's what this does. So, all right, so I just want to, show it because we always have so many new people here every week. The whole succession planting thing is always made possible for me because I'm a big soil blocker, which means a lot fits into a really small space. So this is our customer favorite. It's the Soil Block Maker Kit. And in the kit, and you can check out on the product in the app here. And she needs your help. You can check out the demonstration videos. There is demos on how to actually do this. So this includes the small blocker. It includes 5 of the trays that hold 3 clusters of 20. The small blocker makes 20 of the 3/4 inch. It comes with the seed pan, the toothpicks, and the toothpick dispenser, as well as the plant little ID wooden tabs, and it comes with your choice of either 3 cool season hardy annual seeds or 3 warm season hardy warm season tender annuals, and these are our best sellers, y'all. These are our customer favorites, and it also includes the Seed Starting Made Easy online course that takes you by the hand, and I walk you through the whole thing from beginning to end. Plus, it also includes sowing directly in the garden, planting sunflowers in plug trays, and using the commercial Swift blocker. So that's all in there. That's quite a deal. And it comes with a bag of ready-made mix. So it's really everything you need to start soil blocking, and it's $89.95. So that is really a great way to get started. And friends, I can't wait for folks to come visit the farm for open house. One of the things we always talk a lot about is they want to see the biodegradable film that we use. And so this is the biodegradable film. It's black on one side, light on the other side. This time of the year when we make beds, the light side is up. We don't want to cook our seedlings, right? It is super easy to pop a hole through. We literally use either a dandelion weeder, which we call the Bobo. What do we call it in the app? It's in there under hand weeder. That's the tool that Bobo uses to pop the hole through this. So this comes in a 48-inch wide, 50-foot long piece or 100-foot long piece. You can get one piece of 50 for $24.95 or a 6-pack of 50s for $119.95. We also now offer it in 100-foot pieces for people that have longer beds. You get one of those for $39.95 or a 3-pack for $110.95. So that is a really big piece. And then this is the last product, and we're going to do our flowers. Flower support netting. I'm pounding stakes every week, y'all, because if you don't support your flowers, the flowers to grow up through it, they'll go down in rain. This comes in a 20-foot piece or a 50-foot piece here in the app. It's 36 inches wide. There is a video showing how to install it, and it's $11.95 or $21.95. And if you need more, we have bigger pieces over on our big website. But flower support netting, if I didn't install it, I wouldn't have any flowers to actually cut, right? And reminder for everybody, if you want to be entered into the giveaway, the $25 store credit, just hit the button now and that'll put you on the list, and we will draw that at the end of the show. And you do have to be present to actually win. So just in case you joined late, I will be answering a few questions at the end of the show. And if you'd like to submit a question to be considered, just put @Lisa and put whatever your question is, and the team will pick those up and pick a couple, and I will answer those. All right, so we always talk about when we're starting, when I'm getting ready to show you all these beautiful flowers now, is that when you store your seeds properly, when you use desiccant packs, this absorbs any moisture that may be present. You can get a 2-pack for $2.95 or a 10-pack for $9.95. Because friends, I'm here to tell you, you need to buy seeds when you see the flower. And that's the way and then you file them when in your seed vault, what time of year you're supposed to start them. But storing properly means your seeds will stay good for a really long time. And so friends, look at this beauty. This is a new wait lister. This is Didiscus, and this is the white. It's really beautiful. If you love this, if you get on the wait list, as soon as it's packaged and ready to roll, you'll get a little notification. And so this was very early spring planted, and it's just now starting to bloom. And I have to tell you, it has got incredibly stiff stems. Really love that.
Can you hold it a little bit further away from the...
Okay. And so it also comes in lavender. Look at that. And so I want to tell y'all something that I learned yesterday, and I knew this, but I didn't think about it. As I was interviewing Lenny Larkin yesterday, an instructor of our new course, which, by the way, went live this week, and it's available for a special introductory price. It's called Profitable Flower Farming. And as Lenny and I were talking through it yesterday, she was talking about how we all grow too many flowers. It's part of why we are losing our minds as business people. That when you have two flowers that are similar, and I just want you to take note of this as I show you this blue Didiscus, which is so beautiful. And I just want you to look how tall this is. How amazing is that, right? The next flower I'm going to show you is actually blue Scabiosus, pincushion flower. And what she pointed out yesterday in our discussion is you would never grow both of these. You grow whichever one grows best in your environment, because that's doubling up, right? They're basically blooming at the same time. It was such an eye-opener for me. But this is pincushion flower, Scabiosus, blue cockadee, and y'all, this stuff is gorgeous. I love cutting it like this. See where it's just a little button? And up like this. Love, that one was always in demand. And then we also have the red Fire King. I mean, who doesn't want these colors for 4th of July, right? And again, you know, when it's in the button, we also bloom it, cut it when it's in that stage of bloom also. And then the other colors that come is, this is Black Knight. And, you know, this is one, I don't grow as much of this as I do the blue, but it's definitely useful. And again, that's really useful to harvest when it's in that little button stage. And then look at this one, y'all. Buttercream. This is actually called Fata Morgan. And it is really, really beautiful. It's a really useful color. I mean, look at that. I mean, it has a variation in color. Can y'all see that? Really, really beautiful. And of course, nobody has ever said, I don't need more white flowers, right? Especially if you're selling to event and florists. So this is Scabiosus pincushion white. And it's greeny white when you cut it really early, which is what I prefer to do. Now these are all cool flowers, y'all. So this is what's still coming, and look at this. I really wanted to highlight this. This is a Sweet William, and it's Dynasty. It is a ruffled Sweet William, y'all. It is so different than the rest. The color combinations are amazing. Super winter hardy. Really, really love that one. And I just wanted to show, we've been showing Orlea in its bloom. This is the seed heads that we find so useful. We'll dry all these. And that green seed head is really, really interesting, y'all, and people love it. And then look at these. These are the heirloom carnations, and they aren't the biggest showboats I grow, but guess what? They have a fragrance. So that's a nice little pop to add to your bouquets. So this is the Shabood, I think you say it, mix. And there is a nice mix of jewel colors as well as white. And we all love billy balls, right? So we're coming to the end of our billy balls, and they dry just like that. I mean, that little ball added to your bouquets is amazing. What do y'all think about this? I have some in my house that's going on 12 days old, and it still looks just like this. This is Tweedia, and we are really doing a lot of trialing and experimenting. I did get one that was about 22 inches tall, but this blue, you can't, I mean, really, really beautiful. So you can get on the wait list to be notified. And then the status, which we really love, we've definitely got more purples and the blues and the rose. The yellows and the whites are pretty much done, but we love it fresh and we love to dry it. This is a great bouquet filler flower. And then this, y'all, this is the apricot, which is really in, right? And it dries looking just like this. Really love it. And so if you'll hand me that one, goes with this one. So this is Ami Magus, which is sometimes called false Queen Anne's lace. Everybody thinks it's Queen Anne's lace. It's far better to grow. Really beautiful. And I wanted to show you this. See how greeny that is? Green. That's the stage to harvest. This white stuff over here, this is too late. That's going to be shedding before long. You would never sell a flower that looked that white, right? And I wanted to just show you, so I had a big cool flower cutting garden out in big containers, and this is the Ami Magus that I let develop beyond. And you can see these, they're getting seed heads. Really useful as a cut flower there, but I just want to show you, look how tall this is, grown in a container. It's really pretty amazing. But the seed head stage is really useful. And here's, y'all know this is one of my favorites. This would be totally beautiful in that little candle vase, y'all. This is a mobium, and it's like straw flowers. It's really dry, papery blooms. It dries beautifully, but it is an amazing bouquet builder. These are all still cool flowers. We fall and very early spring plant a mobium. It does really well, and it is so tall in the garden, y'all. If you don't net it, you won't have any to cut. Wait till y'all see what's coming now. Oh my gosh, y'all. This is Lambada Monarda. And this is a hardy annual version of Monarda. It's different than all the others. And it is an incredible cut flower. It is so beautiful, y'all. And we fall and very early spring plant it to extend the harvest on that. And we are still cutting straw flowers, y'all. And these dry beautifully, but we never had them to dry because we always used them up in fresh use for bouquets. Just a great color variation. And then look at these. This is the apricot. How pretty is that?
Peach.
Oh, is it peach? Sorry, I get that in the status confused. Look at those. It's got the pale. It's got darker, really, really, really beautiful. And y'all, these are so tall. They're up to here in my garden, and the Japanese beetles are all over them right now. Okay, so this is Feverfew. This is actually the one I love to use the most. This is called Vegmo Single. It looks like a little daisy, and I find this to be a really great for bouquets. It's just kind of more casual, and it's really easy to use. We fall and very early spring plant that, but to try to extend our bloom. And then look at this one. This is Tetra White Wonder. And, if you do wedding work or work due for events or sell to people that do, they love all these feverfews. We grow like 5 or 6 different ones. Really useful. And look at this, y'all. This is one of my favorite. This is Colorado Sunset. This is yarrow. And yes, we plant it every fall because if you allow it to reseed or spread, you lose these scrumptious colors of shrimp and pale yellow. All you end up with is a lot of white and pale pink, and that's not what I grow it for. this is Colorado Sunset. I also grow the summer berries that you'll see in the app, and the pastels. They're all different colors, y'all. We love them all. So this is the Amazon Lavender Magic. This is a new color, I think this year or last year. And it's just a great color combo. We love the Amazon series. And so that is Lavender Magic. And then this is Rose Magic. And she's pinker. I want to show you. This is what was cut yesterday. This is last week's. See how it fades? And that's perfectly okay, but I just wanted to show it holds up like a gem. Really love that.
Need to go.
And then we have Dara. That is true Queen Anne's lace. That is just a very popular. And then look at this one, y'all. I've gone over. Are we surprised by this? No. This is Dill, one of our favorite bouquet additions, especially 4th of July. You can take that one too. And now, y'all, we're going to get into Rudbeckia. So all of these are Rudbeckias, different varieties, all fall and very early spring planted. This is the fall. This is Denver Daisy. How surprised was I how much I love this one. And the native bees really seem to love that guy. And then look at this one. Chimchimney. We love this. Super tall in the garden. A great interest. I mean, look at that. Isn't that the coolest? Really love that. And you know, this has been my favorite one for many years, Goldilocks, because she's early. It's a small bloom, easy to strip, unlike other Rudbeckias. But I have a replacement for her, which you'll see in a few minutes. So this is Goldilocks, but I still grow them all, y'all. They're all still in my garden. And look who's just starting to come online. This is Sahara, and she has got a lot of variation and is really, really pretty. And then this is Brandy Cherry, which, you know, the dark ones, you don't want to grow a 100-foot bed of this, but to add one of these to a bouquet just pops it up. It is really, really pretty. And then this is Prairie Sun, oh, wait a minute, Cherokee. That's all right. This is Cherokee Sunset. And it's another dark one. But it's got its place. You just don't want to have a ton of it, right? Really, look how double they are. And then this is a really usable one. Y'all, this is Prairie Sun. Look at that green eye. It's just really useful. And then this is Maya, my replacement for Goldilocks, y'all. Look at those blooms. Easy to strip. It's got a lot of the same characteristics, and she blooms early just like Goldilocks.
It's on the wait list.
It's on the wait list, but get on that wait list if you want seed, y'all. You don't want to miss. And you can plant this in the fall up to zone 5. And then this, my friends, is the very first Rudbeckia I ever grew. This is Indian Summer. Isn't it, Suzanne? Can you go back down some? I can't see it. It's all right. Yep. So this is Indian Summer, which, see how big they are? This is a strong reseeder, y'all, and is really a lot of fun. I like to let it reseed in my native border. And then I've already done this one. And we have so many flowers, y'all. Look, now we just moved from cool to warm. That was all cool season hardy annuals that you just saw. And y'all, the Cosmos have started. This is my favorite Cosmo for late summer and fall. This, my friends, is Rubenza. And why I love it so much is, see how faded this is? He blooms really dark, and then it just kind of, it's like a pair of stonewashed jeans. It just fades. They are absolutely beautiful, and you don't want to have your fall without those. This is Double Click Mix. It's got lots of ruffles going on in there. And look at, this is one of the Double Click colors. This is the Violet Bicolor. Gosh, I love this one, y'all. Look how pretty they are. I could have a whole bed of just them. And this is one of I have two favorite whites. This is one of them. This is Afternoon White. They're big, they're beautiful. And friends, the very start, this isn't very showy yet, but I had to show it to you. This is Gold Coxcomb, just starting, right? Great for bouquet fillers. Totally love that. And look at this color. I think this looks like cotton candy. It's called Rose, Kurumi Rose. It is really a beautiful color, and it's a hot magenta color, so it's really easy to pop up bouquets. This is Flamingo Feather. This is a plumosa. I think it's actually a spagata, and it's that nice blush kind of color. People really love that for that. And then this is, guess what? Texas Plumes. This is a very, y'all, I mean, when I'm talking about, we were scrounging for these yesterday, just trying to get some to show to you guys. If there was only one plume I was going to grow, it'd be Texas. Look at all the different shapes and colors. And so this is the Texas Plumes. And this is one of my favorites. It's High Z. Love the foliage. Notice how purple the stem is. Really love High Z. And this is the coxcomb that we used to plant every week when we were in high production. This is spring green. It's a single stem, and you just sell it like mad to your commercial customers. Really, really love that one. And our very first marigolds, who we may not see many more, the way, you know, Japanese beetles love marigolds. This is the Cheddar Mix, and they are big and beautiful, and we just really love. This was the backbone to our supermarket bouquets, y'all. Really love them, and they are just getting started. There is somewhere White Swan. Am I not seeing it? There he come. And y'all, I had to just, this isn't much. This is the White Swan. I'm afraid the Japanese beetles are going to devour them. Look at that buttercream color. And White Swan marigolds are low fragrance. Totally love them. And our basil, it's our first cutting. This is the cinnamon. Notice the dark flower and stem. Smells like cinnamon. Then this is our very favorite Miss Burns lemon. Smells like lemon, y'all. Love it. And then our bouquet mix is actually both of those mixed together, so you don't have to buy 2 packs. You can get it in 1 pack. Really love that. And y'all, look at this, our very first of the season, zinnias. And so this is the Benary's Giant Mix, and they're just getting started. So this is, I mean, look at the pop of color. We absolutely love them. We start these like 4 or 5 times during the season. Can never have enough of those. And I don't know that I've ever shown these on the show before. Y'all, this is, what are they called now?
Rouge Royale.
Rouge Royale. This used to be Moulin Rouge sunflowers, y'all. This is a brancher, which we don't consider a great cut, but they're great in your garden. Because first off, see how their necks are kind of soft? See how they're looking down? I was trying to find, here's one. Here's a great one. Look how dark that color is. This has black oil sunflower seeds. It's a branching sunflower, and the finches love it in your garden. So this is a really fun one to grow out in your garden. And then these are the sun-filled greens from last week, y'all. Look how they've opened up, and they have that funky bloom, which we think that's pretty cool too. But you can see that really interesting layers of greenery.
And just let everybody know that I'm having trouble. It's keep bouncing back and forth. So if they're having trouble finding or adding something to their cart, tell them how to go down to the bottom and hit the shop button, or show them everything that's in the shop.
Okay, so Suzanne said there's something tech going on. If you're having trouble adding anything to your cart, you can just go to the bottom of the screen where it says shop all, and that'll bring up all the products that we featured on the show. You can do that after the show, and they'll all be there. And then friends, the very last thing I want to show you today is this is our Bouquet Mix Pro Cuts. This has 4 different oranges, and these are last week's. Look how they've opened up, right? And these are the ones that were cut yesterday. And see how they're just opening? That's the perfect opening stage. So that is the Bouquet Mix. So if you missed adding anything to your cart, you can just go back to that Shop All button, and that will fix that for you. So, friends, it's time to wrap it up, but remember, stick around to the end and I'll do that little Q&A. So remember that you can head over anytime to thegardenersworkshop.com, because we have a ton of stuff over there, y'all. We have videos, blogs, podcasts. We have a lot of different stuff. going on. And so you can check out all of those. We have 2 podcasts, actually. We have Field and Garden, and then we have Seed Talk, which is Lisa and Lane. And yesterday's, and so we always like to tell you, debate you, yesterday's podcast of Seed Talk that just was launched was growing hydrangeas as cut flowers. So you can either listen to it on any podcast app, or we'd love for you to go over to our YouTube channel, because Lane makes a beautiful slideshow to go along with our podcast, and you can check that out. So this coming week on Wednesday at 12:30 Eastern Time, I am hosting the Ask a Flower Farmer at 12:30 on our Instagram page. And remember to meet us back here next week, right here, same time, same place. And I'm leading the theme. Next week is National Pollinators Week. So let's see what Jesse's going to line up for that, right? And friends, we have a winner of our $25 store credit. And I sure hope you're here, because you have to be here to claim them, right? Y'all, do you see why I love sunflowers? How beautiful they are. So I hope you're here. All right, y'all ready? I'm ready. And if you're here, give us a big shout out in the comments. Bonnie Parrish. Bonnie Parrish, if you are here, give us a big shout out. Congratulations. The minute we see you're here, Suzanne or Jesse will add a credit to your shopping cart. So when you go to check out, you have a $25 credit ready and waiting for you there. So let's do the Q&A. Let's see what we've got, y'all. Let's see what kind of questions. All right. Will you explain how to use the desiccant packs?
Bonnie's here.
Oh, Bonnie is here. Congratulations, Bonnie. We love it when we actually get to give away what the giveaway is. Thank you so much, Bonnie, for being here and for participating. And you have a $25 credit right there in your cart. Somebody's doing it. I'm not sure who. Jesse's doing it right now. And so congratulations, and thank you so much for participating. So the first question we have is, will you explain how to use a desiccant pack? So sure, will you hand me those desiccant packs again, please? So a desiccant pack is that is the things like when you buy your Tylenol and tennis shoes, it has those little packets in there. It's because moisture is everywhere, y'all. So what we do for our seeds, especially our cool season seeds, because I store them in the freezer year round, right, is we get our seeds, we put them into an airtight container. That could be a Ziploc bag, a glass jar. There is glass jars you can actually freeze, or some type of airtight container. Put your seeds and a desiccant pack in there, but leave it sitting on your counter for at least 48 hours, because that gives the desiccant time to work, right? Because once you put it in the freezer, everything gets frozen. So on the counter for 48 hours, then pop it into your freezer. Then when you want to start your seeds or take them out, you take them out of the freezer and you just do the reverse. You set them on your counter. Do not open the container. Set them on your counter for 48 hours to let everything thaw out, and then the desiccant pack will absorb any moisture, condensation, or anything that's happening. And then after 48 hours, you're ready to roll. All right. What is the yellow coating on your zinnia seeds? Is that what makes them germinate so fast? Well, I'm glad to hear you had great germination. No, the coating is actually a clay type product, and it actually makes it easier to handle the seeds. From the seed counting people that we buy from our seed packers, right down to the seed sowers. Bobo has pretty much said to me she doesn't even want to touch a zinnia that's not coated, and a marigold. So it is a clay type matter. It's not any kind of treatment. It is just simply for the counting, packaging, and handling of the seed. But thanks so much for asking that. I'm glad you're having great germination.
We'll try to get that seed when available.
Yeah, and they're not always available coated, but that is our goal, is to get them. Does Sweet William dry well? I don't think so. We actually have some. We're trialing it now. It's just not very attractive. You know, a lot of flowers look like dried flowers after you dry them, but they're useful when you're making wreaths or different crafts and stuff. Sweet William looks, I mean, you'll have to try it. I think it also really depends on the stage to harvest. What I'm learning is the best drying candidates are flowers that are fully developed, because they're not going to develop anymore, right? And so I think that would be a great way to experiment with that. Oh boy, Mice ate the tops of my coxcomb in the soil blocks. Will they survive, or do I need to start more seeds? That very same thing happened to me with my very first experience with soil blocks, but mine were snapdragons in my basement. And they sprouted. I was so happy, and then the next day I came out and they were all just scissored off, right? And it was a dadgum mouse. And literally, I did set those trays aside and started more, but guess what? Those trays literally sprouted again down from the base. So I would say to you, I'd start more just as a backup if you're really dependent on them, but it's likely that they will sprout again. That is, unless they were single stem coxcomb, like spring green. All the others are branchers. All right. Oh, here's a good one. I'm in Florida. Does the cool flower system work for me? So everybody can pretty much plant cool season hardy annuals. It's just that we all plant them at different times. I will tell you that depends on what area of Florida, if you're north or south. But yes, there's tons of people living in Florida growing cool season hardy annual. It's probably more difficult for you to actually find your sweet spot because you probably don't get true frost. But here's what the rule that we go by, and I talk about this in the Cut Flower Handbook. You want to get your seeds or your transplants in the ground about 6 weeks before the coolest temperatures you have all winter. You know what I mean? Because that allows your plants to get in and to really get well established during their preferred temperatures, which is cooler.
That would be the predicted coolest.
Predicted coolest, right. That's based on historical temperatures. All right, we'll do one more. All right, so what is the space size you have for walking between your planting rows? So my sister's laughing. There's a long history to this. But first off, those are called pathways. I mean, just so you understand. So pathways are what you walk in, and what we plant in are called beds. And in beds, there's multiple rows of flowers, okay? So that's how ours is. So my beds are about 30 inches wide, and I usually put about 3 or 4 rows of flowers in there in general. But our pathways currently are about 24 to 30 inches wide, and that is much wider than I used to do when we were in high production. When we were in high production, everything was at a premium. There was no money growing in the pathways. So my pathways were 18 inches wide, and I'll let my sister fill you in on how'd that work, sis?
Most of them were 12 inches.
I heard more belly aching about those narrow pathways. When your pathways aren't so wide, there's less mowing or weeding or however you're maintaining it, and you get more planting space. So 24 to 30 inches is what we have now, and that's because we have, visitors come to our farm once a year, and they have to have space to walk. So I think that's a good functioning space or width. I was just reading another question that I have to answer. They're all staring at me because we've really gone over. This is the last one. Maybe after I read it, you should take the questions down, sister. Zone 6A, are there any cool flowers that can be started in summer for autumn blooms? If so, which and when to start? That is a really deep question. She literally just took the questions away from me, y'all. So what you have to think about is that not only in the fall, it's not only you're aiming for cool temperatures, but the days are getting shorter. So that means you want to plant flowers that bloom naturally in very early spring, like group 1 or 2 snaps, or flowers that aren't affected by day length, like there's some Sweet Williams. So I'll tell you that, and you'll have to figure out the rest because that could be a really deep conversation. But it's more than just cool temperatures, it's day length. And so I know that Chantilly's and Madam Butterfly and Opus, I think, will actually bloom in the fall if you start them early enough. All right, friends, I hope to see you Wednesday. And remember, you can shop the flower food deal until 8 a.m. on Sunday morning, Eastern time. And don't forget to check out over at thegardenersworkshop.com, Lenny Larkin's new course. And I said this last night on our big live on Instagram. I think that every flower farmer, I don't care if you're a dreamer, a beginner, or seasoned, would benefit from her course. It's profitable flower farming, and it gave me so much food to thought to really just think about and reminders to me. It makes the numbers fun and exciting. It is simple but incredibly powerful. And we have it for an introductory offer. It's normally $199. It's available now through Monday at midnight for $159. It's lifetime unlimited access, and I'm telling you, it will change your business life. I'm super excited about it. So check it out. It's at the top of every page over at thegardenersworkshop.com. All right, friends, they're making me leave. I'm going for Japanese beetles now.